What's that? That's right. That's right. Thank you for the kind remarks. I appreciate that. That is very nice of you. Appreciate it. My name is Eric Larson, and I am so pleased to be with you today. Are you melting in the sun? Christina, I see that you're melting, but you're there with your team. Thank you for holding on and doing that. What I want to share with you today are just a couple of simple things, nothing really big, but something that I hope will help you in your business. Here's a picture of me, and this is a year for me that I'm connecting with people. I was an early adopter on Instagram, but I didn't know what to do with it. So I felt like I was working for Instagram in the early days, and I quit. But I'm back on again, and I would love to have you follow me, and I'd love to connect with you. So please follow me if you're so inclined, and would love to have an opportunity to connect. That's what I'm all about. I love connecting with people. I like to chat with people, and I find joy in being able to help people along the way. Justin and I work together, and we are the co-master distributors. So that means you're the boss and we work for you. Is that okay? Yeah? All right. And I want to tell you how good of a salesman I am, because look who I ended up marrying. Look at me and look at her, just so much better. You know, the funny thing is we go to Disneyland and we take a picture with our kids and our grandkids, and we're standing there by the Christmas tree together, and it's all romantic, and people will look at me. They look at me specifically like, oh, what a nice single dad with all of his children. So there she is. There's one of my, she looks like my child, but that's my wife. So my message today is really going to be pretty short and pretty easy to share with you today. Are you excited about MetaPower and the MetaPower launch? I've had great success with MetaPower, and I've loved using it over the last handful of months. I don't know what's happening, but I feel like I've got more energy. I feel like I've got more stamina. I've lost a few pounds too, which is always good. And I feel like I'm 60 years old all over again. It's a good time at convention also. You don't hear me. How about now? Is this better? Doing it like this? Okay. Thank you for standing up and doing that. But with MetaPower, I've been able to set some new goals and some objectives, and convention for you is a good opportunity to be able to reset on all the things that you want to do in your life. So I still believe that there's an opportunity for me to reach the goals that I set in January. Did any of you set goals in January? We all did, right? I hope that you can go back to those again, look at them, and see about the goals that you haven't accomplished yet. So with that, what I want to share about, if it's okay, I'd like to share about the old times when I was young in doTERRA. Is that okay? Adish and Santoshi were there, the Goddards were there. We were all young at one point. You guys still are. Natalie still is. But I feel like I'm an old person here. So is it okay if I share a few stories from the past and just talk about what it was like? But I think there's some things that you can learn from this and share with others along the way. So if you'll just permit me to go back in the past a little bit, I want to talk about some of the things that we did. And then I'd like to talk about just a quick suggestion also. So I want to ask you, how is it, let's see if I can go back. How would you like to be mentored by 100 blue and presidential diamonds? If you could go to an event and have someone like a Natalie Goddard go with you, or any of you wonderful leaders that we have here in this section that are blue and presidential, how would it feel if you went to a new prospect and you had Natalie with you, or James Bybee, or Christina Teixeira, or any of the other wonderful leaders that we have here in Europe? Would that be helpful for you? It would be nice, right? Somebody that's been there, that's done that, that's made all the mistakes in the world. Have any of you made mistakes in your business? Am I the only one? I think I might be the only one that's ever made any mistakes in the business. But it's nice to be able to have somebody to fall back on. And that's what we did in the early days, is we came together as a group of leaders. We sat in the bus together, we talked, we cried, we argued, we fought with each other, we were mad at each other at times, but somewhere along the way, we got together. We became one team rather than 100 different individuals. And because of the genius of what you guys had started, Natalie, is we took the Share Success program and integrated that within the company. We collaborated as a group of individuals, and we became one. And that is, well, thank you, thanks. I've got all the old people clapping, so thank you for all the long timers that are in there. You guys went through it. You remember going through this, right? And for us, it was such a wonderful thing to feel like we could send people to anybody else's meetings because they had our back. We all believed in the same thing. We all did the same thing. And as a newer market for doTERRA, I know that you guys have had tremendous success. I want to encourage you to do the same. The Empowered Success program is where we came together as a bunch of blue and presidential diamonds. Also, this is one of the areas where we collaborated with the company. Do you know that the Empowered Success podcast has won an award? We're recognized in the United States as one of the top educational and training programs out there. That's pretty cool, right? Also, we have a leader program where we introduce, I don't know if you can see that or not, but what we do is on the first of every month, we hold a training. And guess whose turn it was this month to hold the training? It was mine. So I had to do the training at 1 a.m. Tuesday morning for all of our teams throughout the world. We usually get about 2,000 people. And what I want to encourage you to do is look for ways to be able to connect as a group of leaders. Whether you're new with doTERRA, or whether you've been around for a long time, or whether you're a little bit more seasoned like myself, look for a way to be able to connect as a leadership group so that we can connect and have a greater unity and strength as a group of individuals. The Empowered Success has been great for helping us with that. Is that okay to ask? Yeah? Can you help me with that? Is that okay? We've done a good job in the United States. I'm going to ask that you leaders do the same thing in Europe. That's what we want. It'll only work as we come together as a team. The second point, easy, simple, no problem point that I want to share with you today is how many of you would like to have fire in your organization? Now, you're probably saying, yeah, I want to burn my entire organization down and start all over. Maybe somebody feels like that. I have been there too at times, so don't worry. We've all been there. But what I want to share with you today is that when you work together and collaborate as a team, you create a synergy within your organization. But also, what I want to do is kind of play on this theme by talking about the question of this. Do I build for rank or do I build for volume? Do any of you ever have that question? And if I'm stepping over the line in an area where I shouldn't, I'm going to apologize in advance. But let me ask you this, is how many of us at times will pass over a whole bunch of people? Oh, he's not a builder, she's not a builder, she's not a builder. Oh, Matt Hall, he's not a builder. No, he's never going to do anything. He's just going to be a consumer, so I'm not going to enroll him, but you're a builder, and you're going to join with me. How many times have we passed over people like that? Has that ever happened with any of us? I've done it before too. You know, I feel bad, but it's like, I'm looking for a specific type of person, and you're not it. I want to encourage you to bring everybody into doTERRA. It is a gigantic tent, and we need everybody to be here with us. I like living by the philosophy that we should be farmers and not hunters. When I'm looking for a builder, no, yes. I'm skipping over a bunch of people that I know could help me somewhere in the organization, but because they're not a builder, I'm just going to do something else. So my philosophy and what I want to share with you today is be a farmer. Cultivate relationships over time. Bring people in. Love on them. Do whatever it takes. There are people that are looking for doTERRA today, but sometimes because we're looking for a very specific type of person, we won't bring them in. I have a friend that, he's a newer wellness advocate. And one of the things that, he's not a wellness advocate, he's one of my customers, but he is a person that spent some time in jail. And he is a customer of mine. He has bad words tattooed onto his fingers, and he says that he's got anger issues. In what world would I ever interact with someone like that? You know, he's got a wife and a girlfriend, and it's like, oh, this is a little bit different. This isn't my regular group of friends that I interact with. So he's been using Balance. He needs a little bit of help. And when I talk to him about Balance, he always says something to the effect like this. You know that oily stuff? That's pretty good. I like it. So he still has a wife and a girlfriend. He still has anger issues. He hasn't been back to jail, thank goodness. That's a positive. We're making progress here. But think about my life for a second. I could have just overlooked him and gone on to someone else. He's not a business builder. He's just a customer. But my life has been benefited from interacting with him. Maybe he wasn't looking for someone, but someone was able to interact in his life and make a difference. So my suggestion for you today, very humbly, is don't skip over people. Bring him in. We've got a big tent. And what do we get paid on? We get paid on volume, right? A product gets sold, we get volume. We get paid on volume. So my suggestion is volume. Get volume. Make it work. And have it happen that way. Let's see if I can, I had the video. Let me show you that video. Did you see the video with Tom Hanks in there? That was in there just a second ago? What he does is he's sitting there, he's blowing, right? And then all of a sudden, he's created something that is fire. And so it's little fire. Going out and getting more customers and consumers is like not just fire, but it's going to be like fire. That's what I want for you. And as you use the products and share and bring in more consumers, I want you to have You can do a little bit better than that, right? Okay. One, two, three. So that's what I want from you, is to have fire in your organization, big volume, and a big paycheck too. That helps, right? Is that okay? Okay. All right. So this is the plan that I've followed all along the way. So those are my two humble suggestions, is that I want you to collaborate and work together. Is that all right? And second is I want fire in your organization, fire. And it goes by bringing in customers and consumers. But let me share with you in closing one last thing, if this is okay. The market is growing. More and more people are looking for doTERRA. The industry in the next handful of years will be $35 billion. Now, I don't know about you, but $35 billion is a lot of money, right? How much of that do you want? There's fire out there. There's people that are looking for what you have. You have a gift. Just cultivate those relationships with people along the way. In closing, I just want to share with you that there are a number of reasons to be focused on doTERRA. Have you ever looked at your back office at about 5 or 10 minutes before midnight? Before midnight, what does it look like? Oh, it is incredible, right? It's like, oh, this is great. I'm having a good month. Everything's great. Have you ever looked at your back office 5 minutes after midnight? What does it look like? It's zero. Do any of you ever freak out about that? I freak out every time. It's like, it's zero. Oh my gosh. Is anybody going to order again? Am I the only one that feels that way? It's zero. No. But it's not very long. It doesn't have to, I don't have to wait long before it all of a sudden starts to turn. And that's what we do with doTERRA. We have an opportunity where people get on a loyalty rewards program and they order and order and order continually. And that's what I like about the company. And what I want to share in closing are these are the possibilities that exist at doTERRA. These are the things that have happened with me in my life because I have been with doTERRA. I used to be in corporate America. I worked in corporate America my entire career. I spent 20 years working to climb the corporate ladder. Is anybody else in that position or have been there like that? I worked at a company, I worked hard, I rose through the ranks, I had success, and at one point, it took me about 20 years to be the CEO of a company. Pretty cool, right? 20 years to get there. Yes, I finally made it. I worked for a bunch of investment bankers. It was fun, it was good. But it only took me about 4 years to replicate that income I was making as a CEO. I replicated that in 4 years with doTERRA. So here I am, I'm celebrating my time as being a great CEO with this company, but who is the dummy? I've been able to replicate that with doTERRA. Those are the possibilities. Not to bring everybody down, but at convention last year, just in September, both my parents passed away. Don't be sad because they were sick and old and it was their time. They're in a much better place now. But because of doTERRA, I was able to visit them every day. I moved them up close to my house and they spent 4 years with me. And every day I went to go visit my parents. And if I were traveling, like I went to go visit you guys in Bulgaria last year, and I had my wife go visit my parents. And if my wife was traveling and I was traveling, I flew my brothers in. And my brothers went and visited every day. 4 years of having my parents near me, we didn't miss many days of being with them. That was important to me because I wanted them to go out with style and dignity and with the humanity to it. Don't think anything differently about me because it wasn't a big deal. I just went and visited them. I went and held their hand. I went and gave them an aroma touch. But it's what I wanted to do. And doTERRA will help you with whatever your dreams and goals and objectives are. So whatever it is you want to do, if you want to visit your parents, if you want to go travel, if you want to be able to be present in the relationships that you have in your life, I'm going to suggest to you there's no better opportunity than doTERRA, and there's no better opportunity than starting today. So with that, I just want to thank you for letting me be here with you. I want to wish you all continued success and have a great convention to all of you. So thank you guys very much.